to our favorite listeners and viewers. You are welcome back. This is the Ordained Radio TV Gospel Ministry, where we bring you the end time news, the undiluted word of God, dynamic praise, trending health facts and gist, and talks on love, relationship, and marriage. This is the end time prophetic news analysis, where we discuss a lot of world news that are in line with prophecies fulfilling. And I am your host, Adenike, and my colleague here, Pastor Alfred Jimo.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Hi to all our listeners and followers there. We love you.
You are all welcome, and you are welcome as well, sir.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yes, sir. So today we are going to be discussing some world news that have been casted earlier. So if you missed that particular news, you can check the description for the link to that video so you can update yourself. So we'll just go right into the analysis and stay with us. Don't go anywhere. So the first news headline reads, Jerusalem, the epicenter of Middle East and global peace, prophecy fulfilling. Okay, so let's take it from the first news.
Thank you very much, Nick. And once again, I want to thank all our listeners, our followers, those who are sharing and liking our programs. The Lord will continue to bless you as you do that. Yeah, concerning the news item about Jerusalem, we have told you once, I've said once on this program that Israel is God's time clock at this end of the age, while Jerusalem is the minute hand. So therefore, as a news program that is focused on end time events and prophecy fulfilling, we cannot be watching what is going on around Israel and what is going on around Jerusalem. So as it is today, all world leaders who are trying to bring peace, who are working around Middle East peace talk, they are now focusing on Jerusalem, because the status of Jerusalem is very, very critical to the peace in Israel. Don't forget, in the Middle East as a whole, and peace in the world as it were. Don't forget that Jerusalem has been partitioned into two. You have the western Jerusalem, you have the eastern part of Jerusalem. Now, and the Jews want the whole of Jerusalem, because the whole of Jerusalem had been the capital of Israel, the city of David, has been the capital of Israel. But since that partition and the politics of the Middle East, it has become a difficult thing. Why is Jerusalem so critical? Because it is their spiritual home, where all these spiritual centers of Israel is located, like the Temple Mount.
Yes.
Where different biblical historical points took place. So that place is located in Jerusalem. There is no way you are going to talk about the peace in the Middle East and the world that issue of Israel, Jerusalem will not come up.
Yes.
So today, we news items are flowing out that a lot of attentions are being focused on what is going to be the status of Jerusalem, particularly now that it appears that the Hamas have been defeated and Gaza is being restructured. What is going to be the status of Jerusalem? That is the critical point that those who are trying to craft the peace for the Middle East, they are looking at. Are they going to say Israel own the whole of Jerusalem? What is going to happen to the Arab world? What is going to happen to the Palestinians in Gaza? So all of this is giving a headache to those who are trying to craft the Middle East peace talk. So that is why we are bringing this item up again, for us to continue to watch what is going on in Israel and what is going on in Jerusalem.
Thank you so much, sir. So we'll just link that up with the second news headline, which reads, US, Israel, and Iran, the tripod stand of Middle East peace talk. So it's still connected with the whole Israel, taking over Jerusalem fully, and concerning the latest peace that has actually held everyone at bay from fighting now. The fighting has ceased, and everyone has gone back to the way it is, but now Israel still wants that total control.
Yeah.
And that is because of what they plan to do.
Yeah.
Building the Temple Mount on that same site.
Yeah.
That still
Solomon built.
Yes, that still carries the Mosque of Akaza and the Rope Dome.
Yeah.
So let's just wrap it up.
Yeah, that is true. It's just an extension of the first news item. We see that right now, most of these Arab countries have now aligned with the Donald Trump Board of Peace.
Yeah.
And Israel, as it were, has achieved all its war targets in Gaza, because all the hostages of Israel has been returned home. The Hamas have been decapitated. What's it called? Even the dead bodies, the dead hostages of Israel have been released. So what is going on now is that there is going on a reconstruction. Donald Trump has inaugurated the Board of Peace Committee, the Palestinian Gaza Peace Committee, who have started working. In fact, as at the last news item that we monitored, the committee has started working. They have started recruiting policemen that are going to take over from the Hamas militant in the Gaza area. So the management, the governance of Gaza is no more in the hands of the Hamas. So it is the Board of Peace that are going to, and they are putting the structures in place. America had even donated about $10 billion, for the reconstruction of Gaza. Now, with all of this going on, one will expect that peace will come, but there is still a gap, a snap in it, because Iran is still hell-bent of going on with its nuclear program. And America and Israel are saying that there is no way Iran will have nuclear power and there will be peace in the Middle East. So, and since Iran is hell-bent and Israel and America are in alliance against Iran, there cannot be peace in that place. So that is why this news item is saying that US, Israel, and Iran, they are now the tripod stand upon which the peace of the Middle East is standing. That for as long as the three of them are entrenched in their positions, their present positions, there is not going to be peace. And don't forget that right now there is a heavy amassment of weapons and theater of war in the Gulf area, facing Iran. So for as long as all of these are going on, we see these three nations, Israel, USA, and Iran, as a tripod stand upon which the peace of that region rests. If they are able to shift their positions positively, then there could be some level of peace in that region.
Thank you so much for that deep analysis, sir.
You're welcome.
So we'll move on very quickly to the last news headline, which is interesting. It lists the names of some strong men in the world, not in countries, in the world. And it reads, the rise of a strong superhuman to lead the world. World figures in focus. And this particular news headline is putting the focus on this world, because they've been doing extraordinary things that is actually, moving the world to that point where the Antichrist takes over.
Yeah.
And it's important that we take note of these figures, these world figures. So let's just...
Thank you very much. There are two aspects to it. The world figures and, the environment of the world, the governance and the technology that is emerging in the whole world. These two things are now being focused to know what direction and who might eventually come up, and when the Antichrist is likely to come, because all of the events that are happening now and the figures that we're talking about, they are looking like the shadow of the Antichrist that is about to come out. Now, there is AI governance. We have brought news item about AI governance.
Yes.
Yeah, there is there is digital surveillance. We have brought news about digital surveillance. All of these are gearing towards total control, total central control of the whole world. And if there is going to be a central total control of the world, including governance, there must be somebody who is going to be in charge. And with the way things are going, prophecy watchers and global analysts are now, looking at some figures who may eventually evolve to become this global leader. People are watching the way Donald J. Trump, the president of America, the way he's going about his things, bulldozing his way anywhere he wants to go, bulldozing his way to a country like Venezuela and to pick the sitting president on the throne. That is audacious. That is a bold and strong, person that can do that one. People are looking at him. That if prophecy watchers are watching, that if that spirit that the Bible says will enter into the man and make him become the Antichrist, if he should enter into Donald Trump,
he can do anything.
He will perfectly fit into that figure of the Antichrist. The same thing Vladimir Putin and his escapade in Ukraine and Eastern Europe. We see that this man also is a strong-willed person. So somebody who has very strong will to be able to carry out whatever he wants to do. And this is the kind of personality that the Antichrist is looking for to enter into. We also look at personalities like the president of North Korea, who is bulldozing everywhere in his country. He rules with an iron fist. You see also in China, you see also somebody like Elon Musk, you see somebody like Anthony Fauci. All of these people, they go by what they believe. And prophecy watchers are looking at these figures, that if peradventure that spirit will enter into them, they will be a perfect personality for the character of the Antichrist. So we are bringing all of these to let our followers know that the environment for the Antichrist is already ripe to emerge. For that, the some personalities that can act the Antichrist are already on the scene. So if we are seeing the ripe environment and we are seeing some personalities who can easily fix and evolve into that Antichrist, then what is it telling us? That the time is short. At any time something can happen, and there can be a dramatic change in the world scene. And what we find is that the whole world is under the control and governance of one person. So the admonition is time up. The time is very close. Let us prepare ourselves and be sure that whenever rapture happens, because before the Antichrist shows his face and shows as the Antichrist, rapture is going to take place. And when that rapture takes place, those who are able to escape in that rapture are the ones that will not partake in the governance of the Antichrist. And I pray that you and I, you watching us, and we that are here, I pray that we will escape through that through that rapture before the Antichrist is totally manifested.
Thank you so much, sir. We also thank our listeners and viewers for staying with us this far. We're sure that you are going home with a lot of information and updates. So this is where we would be drawing the curtain. Please don't forget to follow us on our social media platforms, on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube at Ordained Radio TV. Please continue to support us by liking, sharing, and commenting. Also subscribing to our YouTube channel. Thank you so much. I remain your host, Adenike, and my colleague here, Pastor Alfred Jimo. And at this point, we say bye for now.
Bye. Thank you. God bless.